the dollar is the world's reserve currency. And you recall, I said money is currency if it's short-term medium exchange. It's capital if it's long-term store of value. You might as well buy a big chunk of the network so that when they get there, you're the beneficiary of it.
What's up, Crypto Crew, and welcome back. Or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Mite, actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Into the boat!
Crypto Crew, Kaspa is about to return to the upside in explosive fashion. We here at your Crypto Crew have been talking about Kaspa's fundamentals for months, and Kaspa's breakthrough all-time high levels is just a matter of time and adoption. Fresh from Kaspa Eco Foundation, or KEF, DWF Labs is now officially appointed as one of the market makers for Kaspa. This is huge, as many top projects utilize DWF Labs market makers, including Tron and Toncoin. A great AMM, or automated market maker, is just what Kaspa needed prior to Kaspa's upgrade to 10 blocks per second and the Kaspa spot listing on Binance. To be continued. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Kaspa is still a solid cryptocurrency and a digital asset, but like all assets, Crypto Crew, you need to protect them. We highly encourage you to store your Kaspa offline on a cold storage. Our personal favorite is the Tangent wallet, plug and play, super easy to use, and a great way to practice self-custody. Plus, it is the most affordable option out there in our opinion. So if you wish to order your Tangent wallet today, you can get 10% off. Link in the description box below. Thanks so much for your consideration and support in advance, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all.
If you're pretty facile with a computer and you're facile with a phone and you're capable of managing your own assets, and if you have a need to, then you should take self-custody. Companies like my company, MicroStrategy, we hold Bitcoin because we want to be able to move the Bitcoin between any custodian in the world or take self-custody. And when you do that as a commodity, there's no taxable event. So you're keeping optionality. If I needed to put it in London or I needed to move it between 100 different custodians, or if I wanted to take self-custody, I can do that without a taxable event.
Michael Saylor, the Bitcoin billionaire and mastermind behind MicroStrategy's 600 million to 100 billion Bitcoin bet, one of Bitcoin's most vocal advocates, just the other day did an interview with Tai Lopez. And this made me connect the dots even with regards to Kaspa, because what is lacking is Kaspa's adoption on an institutional level, which would give Kaspa the exposure as both Blockchain Trilemma solver and the Money Trilemma solver, which Bitcoin fundamentally cannot solve either of these trilemmas. Once Kaspa hits mainstream through institutional adoption, I believe Michael Saylor will come out of the woodwork to start spreading the Kaspa gospel at some point. Bitcoin is a commodity and a store of value, and in essence, Kaspa is too. But unlike Bitcoin, which takes hours or longer to complete a single transaction, Kaspa banks on instant confirmation, even at the current speed of 1 block per second, which already is 600 times faster than Bitcoin as is. Listen to this part of the Tai Lopez interview and pay attention to how Michael Saylor's key points for Bitcoin aligns with Kaspa.
There also is a utility to it. So on that note, do you think, like El Salvador, which has made 300 million in profit recently from their buying Bitcoin, do you see a day where Donald Trump has a U.S. reserve in Bitcoin?
I do, actually. I think that Bitcoin is emerging as the world's reserve capital network. It is the dominant capital network of the world. So the dollar is the world's reserve currency. And you recall, I said money is currency if it's short-term medium exchange. It's capital if it's long-term store of value. And if I wanted to send $1 billion from one point on the earth to the other, right, the choice is ship $1 billion of gold, move $1 billion building, or send Bitcoin, or send $1 billion of paintings. You can see paintings aren't fungible. They don't make good money. A building isn't portable. It doesn't make good money. So it's pretty obvious Bitcoin is a great capital network. and it's a great capital asset. It makes sense for the U.S. to own it, because if the U.S. owns that capital network, then anybody that wants to sell their Russian real estate or their Chinese natural gas fields is going to buy Bitcoin. So if you know where everybody's going, if you know everybody in the rest of the world is going to Bitcoin, and if you know everybody in the 20th century is going to trade their 20th century assets for 21st century assets, you might as well buy a big chunk of the network so that when they get there, you're the beneficiary of it. And I think Trump is a pretty good business person, and this is an economic brilliant stroke. So I think that they get it, they understand it, and we will see the U.S. move very, very aggressively into Bitcoin at some point in time.
Kaspa is a proof-of-work crypto project, so fundamentally it will just be a matter of time before Kaspa will be widely acknowledged as a commodity, as well as getting an ETF maybe during this bull cycle already. Kaspa already has an ETP, which is just a European version of an ETF through Valor Finance. Grayscale has listed Kaspa as an asset under consideration, and Kaspa is nominated for most exciting DeFi solution at the International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, which will take place by the end of January in Brussels, Belgium. A win would mean major exposure on an institutional level. And so the institutional stars are lining up for Kaspa to get to the level where prominent figures like Michael Saylor, I personally think, will publicly announce their endorsement for Kaspa. Now, even though Kaspa is technically better than Bitcoin for its utility, simply because Kaspa is the improved Bitcoin coming over a decade later, I believe Kaspa and Bitcoin can harmoniously live together on the crypto ocean, as BTC and CAS are complementary to each other. Imagine a Bitcoin reserve in addition to the current money system in the US. Then imagine Kaspa as an addition to modes of payment. This would fulfill the promise that cryptocurrency were intended to be used as stores of value, increasing over time, and with Kaspa specifically, a cheaper and faster alternative to the current failing fiat system.
Another way to say is the more uncertain your future and the longer your future is, the more important it is for you to own Bitcoin and not own the security version of it. If you were sitting in Lebanon, or you were in the middle of Africa, and my checklist would be, well, do you trust the bank? No. Do you trust the government? No. Do you trust the currency? No. Do you think you might need to change countries or cross the border with all your money? Yes. In that case, it's a no-brainer. You should have the Bitcoin in self-custody, or you should have it in a custodian that you trust outside of that country.
Michael Saylor often talks about Bitcoin's ability to scale as adoption grows, but that's where Bitcoin's limitation actually show. Kaspa, on the other hand, takes scalability to a whole new level with its revolutionary blockDAG architecture, allowing for faster transactions without compromising security and whilst being fully decentralized. While Saylor hasn't mentioned Kaspa directly so far, the principles he champions, scalability, decentralization, and innovation, are at the core of Kaspa's design. Saylor envisions Bitcoin as the future worldwide reserve asset, but could Kaspa's fast, scalable, secure, and decentralized technology make it a contender for mass adoption in the crypto space? Kaspa is mined by the biggest Bitcoin miner in the world, Marathon Digital, as the only proof-of-work altcoin next to Bitcoin. Marathon Digital has close ties with BlackRock, a huge player in the space. Marathon Digital has close ties with Michael Saylor. And so, Crypto Crew, Michael Saylor's bet on Bitcoin is legendary. The crypto ocean, however, is evolving fast, and I believe Saylor will catch wind of Kaspa if he hasn't already. I personally think Michael Saylor knows more and maybe is storing Kaspa already more than he is willing to share, keeping specifically the Kaspa community in the dark. No matter how you cut, slice, or dice it, Crypto Crew, things are about to go down for Kaspa, and props to you Caspians holding on to Kaspa through the shakeouts and crypto storms. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. What do you think, Crypto Crew? Do you think Kaspa is on the brink of worldwide adoption? Let us know in the comment section below.
Stick around.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout for the next big thing here on the crypto ocean. Grow in grace, and let's make some crypto waves. Say I.